Welcome. This is David Boles, Human Meme. Today's topic, Now You're the Whore of New York. I have a good friend who is dealing with depression, and he recently changed his medication, as often has to happen with medicated folk because the body gets used to the chemical infusion and changes and tries to fight off the help. And in this new medication change, instead of always being on edge and breathless, he was now easier to smile and laugh off any burden. When I complimented him on his new, revealing, sexy man shirt, and he smiled, I then quickly said, without pause, "And now you're the whore of New York." He laughed, and I laughed. We laughed together. And I told him I never would have even thought about making that joke if he'd still been on his old medication. His new medication made him more at ease and able to make fun of himself without getting all twisted about it and wondering what I meant about being a whore and who was I to comment on his sexiness in the greatest city in the world. So it was a great joy when he laughed some more and I laughed some more. It was good to have my old friend back. And there's nothing like a good depression joke to raise the spirits of the day. Now I realize I'm being selfish and abhorrent in this storytelling, and I'm okay with that, because I will never stop being amazed at how deeply and specifically modern medicine can now touch the mind, the pineal soul of us, and modify our personalities for the better, and what we choose to care about for the better, and how we envision and share the world with each other. There was a time in the not-too-distant universe when, if you were suffering from depression, you were told to buck it up and get along and stop being so self-possessed. Instead of helping them feel better, they were only getting daily affirmations from others that they were as useless as they felt. I've written a lot on this topic, depression, melancholia, at bolesblogs.com. You can do a search for "Some of My Best Friends Are Medicated" or "Melancholia and the Black Bile" for a couple of examples. If any medication can invent, or add to, or resurrect the ability for one to regain their soul and their sense of humor, then how can we not want as many people medicated as possible? If we're all feeling good and right and involved and non-suicidal, why can't we also enjoy a good laugh now and then? We may not have a deeply developed sense of humor, but everyone loves a good fart joke. And I'm telling one right now in my pants. Now, if you were a nefarious person with a bad intention and a mean personality, and we have lots of them everywhere around us, and you wanted to control a society, you wouldn't do so via laughter, because a well-trained sense of humor is a sign of an educated mind. It takes a lively mind to make many of the tangential connections jokes require to be understood and enjoyed on multiple levels. If you wanted to control a society, you also wouldn't do it through a pill or an injection to get people complacent and following you. That would be much too complex and hoary and expensive, but you might disperse something into the air that would be inhaled from the wind. Or you might put something in the water or food supply to quietly get the masses to follow you. Or you could try advertising. Nothing too blatant or jingoistic, just a little something that would touch all the right patriotic notes that go against the subliminal suggestion to be antisocial and anti-American. Religion has also been a prime motivator for the indoctrination of children and behavior control. If God doesn't like you, then we won't like you. And, more importantly, if we don't like you, then we know God will condemn you. Because that's what the sacred text teaches us. Schooling is another pathway to getting groupthink and passionless people to fall in line. Don't challenge thinking, just abide and abate it, and make sure the kids know you are happy to do all the decision-making for them. All the students have to do is their time in the classroom, watch some television, and never, ever move out of the family home or own a car or own a home or contribute to society in any special or superficial way. And you've got it made, not them. The courts. If there are some who still refuse to comply with the will of the master people, then a court system invented to support the power elite and hide abuse and punish the foreign and the unknown is just what's needed to keep and restore order. Give almost everyone a gun to keep the others in line, and if they step out, into the box they go. The womb. The womb is the perfect place to build compliance. By the time school starts and the court system rolls around, the individual is already individualized and thinking on their own, and any wild notion is a danger to keeping things just as they are. Yes, managing and manipulating the womb is the way. You can place restrictions on behavior and add medication, and the unborn will be with you from the first breath. And then you are able to form and construct and restrict everything remaining, every first and last breath, and movement of both the fetus and that womb thing is wrapped around a precious new follower. Control the baby, and the mother follows. But there's one way that is easier and simpler for the control of minds than the womb and education and religion and food and water and prison, and it's called apathy. Gridlock a life so nothing ever gets done. Every sneeze is undone and uncovered to infect the every one of us. And yes, we'll all be rightly outraged over the indiscretion. But when it comes to falling in line and controlling people, forcing them into non-reactive non-behavior is easy to do by giving them no reward and no punishment. Care nothing about them and nothing about their well-being or their doing well. Just pretend they were never actually born. Which came first, the chicken or the apathy? And you're on to cracking the nut of it, that people are here to be told what to do and to make you richer and you cuter and you way more popular with the teeming unborn, because that's the American way. To succeed when all the others around you are either blathering into their diapers or reaching out to control the TV remote control. Recognition is everything. Apathy is something, if not nothing, and the whole world is your platter if you only know the right spin to give it all. Is no spin at all. Everything is a nonce, and non-compliance is a big joke on everyone who isn't already the happily medicated whore of New York. Thank you for listening. Be a human meme.